Hey everybody, this is Joey Evans, and today we're taking a look at, there's been one unmatched, well actually a couple, but the one that really was hard to get for a while was Bruce Lee. But now it is back in Unmatched Lee versus Ali. Just two champions in there. So this one I was really excited about. I have the Bruce Lee one, and Ali, I mean, this is the perfect pack to put together right here. So I'm going to go into what I think about this and how it kind of blends into everything else. But first, let me show you some cards and quickly how each of the characters plays. Okay, we're taking a look at Lee versus Ali here. First off, it's packaged like most of these two character packs are. You're going to get a board, which I'll show you in a moment, and a couple of instructions just for the core rules for Unmatched. And then you're going to have Lee and Ali and kind of what sets them apart. It goes into that here. A little few special rules with this set. It goes into right there. All right, first off, none of these guys have sidekicks. They are all just strong enough on their own. Let's go through Bruce Lee. First off, they're both also melee, by the way. But Bruce Lee, I think, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's very similar if it's not exactly the same of the other Bruce Lee that was released a while back. Biggest thing about Bruce Lee is the fleet of foot. At the end of your turn, you may move Bruce Lee one space. See if I can focus on that. So that's the big thing. He can kind of go in and go out. All of his cards do something really, really interesting. And the Jeet Kune Do right here, these right here, these can be returned to your hand. The Be Like Water, I think, does that. Return a Jeet Kune Do card from your discard pile to your hand. Because he's so fast, they keep coming back to your hand. So those are pretty big. He's got some really strong hits. Let's see here. Show you some of my favorite ones. Bring It On. Choose an opposing fighter in Bruce Lee's zone and place them adjacent to him. Then you gain an action. He's got a lot of gain in actions. That's the thing, man. He's so strong with this. And he can just bring you in from anywhere in his zone. Then you've got after combat, draw 2 cards, deal 2 damage to an adjacent fighter. If this defeats that fighter, return this card to your hand. And then right here, return a Jeet Kune Do again. Draw 2 cards. And then gain an action. A lot of these, again, gain an action. Pull it back in. That's what he does. He's really, really fast. The cards themselves are fairly strong, but he just hits you so often. Look at this right here. This is a 3. It can be attack or defend. During combat, if Bruce Lee started this turn in a different space, this card's value becomes a 5. Again, everything is about him moving, being very, very quick. Here we go, Taste of Blood. After combat, if Bruce Lee has 5 or less health, draw 3 cards. He's very quick, draw cards, move around the board. That is huge with him. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali has another token here. He has 2 stances here. He's got Float Like a Butterfly. See if I get that focus on that. Or on the other side, that's right, Sting Like a Bee. So you'll notice right here, I'll show you here, this right here, begin the game with your stance on Float Like a Butterfly. After you attack, if you won the combat, change stances. Now, these do Float Like a Butterfly, allows you to attack from 2 spaces away, which is nice. But then right here, Sting Like a Bee, that's +2 to your attack. So that's pretty big right there. But those also interact with the cards that he has. Because some of them, like this Hard to Be Humble, if you are in the butterfly stance, during combat, look at your opponent's hand. A lot of these have different things you can do when you're in the butterfly stance. During combat, you may boost this card, which is pretty big because some of his boost numbers get pretty high. There's a 3 there, there's a 3 here. So that's pretty big as well. Now, again, a lot of his are also big about being quick. Let's take a look at some here. Fancy footwork. Immediately move Ali up to 1 space. During combat, if Ali shares no zones with the opposing fighter, ignore the value of the opponent's card. That's big right here. Close and clinch. Immediately place Ali adjacent to the opposing fighter. Neither fighter can leave their space this turn. Again, that movement shows up in both of these to maybe, although they're both melee, they can both kind of make the board smaller. Look at some of the other ones here. Let's see. All right, Ali shuffle right here. Again, you've got the butterfly. During combat, you may boost a card. After combat, if you won the combat, shuffle a non-scheme card from your discard pile into your deck. And then jab. After combat, draw 1 card, gain 1 action. Again, that's quick, almost kind of Bruce Lee-like as far as being able to draw a card, get an action. You get that immediately back. That runs through your opponent's cards. If you're a butterfly, you can move your fighter up to 2 spaces. Here we go. We got action card, Louisville Lip. Ali recovers 1 health, draw 2 cards. If you want to combat this turn, each opponent discards 1 random card. Then right here, stronger than the skill. After combat, look at your opponent's hand. If you won the combat, shuffle 1 of their cards into their deck. All right, so these are all the cards they have here. Anyway, look, here we go. The greatest. Right here, it's a 4 on the hit. After combat, if you dealt 6 or more damage this turn, gain 2 actions. This one will sit there in your hand for a while, hoping you get a chance to play that, because if you do, that is massive. And again, right here, answer the bell, move Ali up to 3 spaces, recover 2 health, gain an action. That's just running up and hitting them. Then again, this right here has after combat, if you lost a combat, you recover 3 health. So he does have a way for health to come back. Another you're the greatest here. Okay, so those are Ali's. Now, let's take a look over here at the board real quick. There's nothing fancy about the board. It's just different paths that you're going to follow. Right here, you've got the monastery on one side. And again, you notice this is not attached through here. All right, so you just have a fewer attachment points here. And then on the other side, you have got Thrilla in Manila. So you've got the ring here, and everything goes around this. So you've got one large zone here in the center of the board. So there's nothing really special about this except for the different paths that take you everywhere. Okay, so that is it. Everything, of course, will go ahead and go back into the box. And just like this, like everything there with Unmatched does, packs right in. Here we go, instructions on top. And packs right up. There we go. So that is Lee versus Ali. Let's send it back and see what we thought about it. Okay, all right. So Lee, first off, you know what? I love this pack. I'm just going to say it off the bat because I've always loved Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was fantastic. And they just, again, I'm not sure, I haven't seen if it's the same. I think it's virtually the same, the Bruce Lee in here. But I will talk about it as well because it hasn't really been readily available. But first, we go into Ali a little bit. Ali has the changing of stances, which I think is pretty cool. The whole float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The float like a butterfly is pretty big. When you're melee, that's one of the big hindrances of having to be right up on somebody. But both of these guys kind of negate that and close that distance because they both move pretty quick. They have a lot of movement on their cards. Now Ali has that attacking from 2 spaces away, which is big, but that's not the biggest thing about his butterfly stance. His butterfly stance brings you those extra abilities in the cards, which is pretty big. The thing about Ali is there's a lot of strategy with him. You know, like Bruce Lee is more just like run and gun, just hit. He's just so quick. But Ali, there's a lot of thinking that goes into that, switching stances, a lot of thought process that goes into it. Because again, the sting like a bee is pretty tough when you hit. But again, it doesn't give you those extra abilities that the other stance does. So this one I think is probably harder to play well. I think he's a strong fighter if you play him correctly. So this one I would not consider someone that's just starting to do because you really have to find that synergy. Like, for example, I'm going to look like some of these cards right here. They work well in the perfect environment, the perfect situation, I guess. Like Rope-a-Dope right here. It's a 2 defense. After combat, if you lost the combat, Ali suffers 3 health. It's pretty big. And then you've got Stick and Move. It's cool. After combat, deal 1 damage to an adjacent fighter. That's pretty big, especially when you're fighting someone that has all those minions that have like 1 hit point. You can really take those out. But see, it's got a butterfly thing right there. During combat, the value of your opponent's card becomes its printed value and cannot change. So if you're fighting someone that likes to boost or add things to their card, this is a great one. Again, situational, a lot of these are. And this one, the greatest. I love this. This is a 4 attack, right? But the after combat on this, if you dealt 6 or more combat damage this turn, gain 2 actions. That's insane. So if you hit one before, just like that, you hit, then you do this, and if you did 6, that's 2 more actions. That could be game ending right there. That is massive. Again, these are situational. I remember when I played, this is sitting in my hand, waiting for that perfect moment to get those 2 actions, because that's just a knockout blow, which is what really, really is cool about Ali. Now, I'm going to go into Lee a little bit here. Lee is probably, if not the one of the strongest characters in the entire game, in my opinion. And because he's just so quick, everything, not only at the beginning, it's moving like not only the whole, at the end of your turn, you may move Bruce one space, but so many of the cards have movement in there too. It's not just about moving yourself. There are certain ones that move the opponent. It's all about moving back and forth, be like water. That's what he says. So that's huge with him. He's so hard to hit. And then you keep gaining actions too. You gain an action, then you return those Jeet Kune Do cards to your hand, which is just massive. The 1-inch punch too. I do like that card. I think that fits in well in the other sets, because the 1-inch punch is perfect, again, against those sidekicks to 1 hit point. I mentioned Ali has one that's good there too. But Bruce Lee's is really good because his 1-inch punch, if those are just annoying, the 1 hit point like minions people have out there, different characters do. But this is, it kicks back to your hand if you win. So if you beat that minion, boom, kicks right back to your hand. So you are making sure those people who say you can just kill a minion, well, they're going to use a card to defend. So there's that great give and take on that. So that card really works well. One thing about this, how's the balance on this? Well, it's really, really hard to win with Ali. It just is. I think it's happened once for me. Lee is just that strong. But I think this does balance out, because if you're playing with someone new, you take Ali, they take Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's pretty simple to use and still so strong. Ali is good if you kind of get that engine going to use. But I think these are both fantastic. These fit really well into it. The boards themselves are fine. You know, I like the board. I think there's a lot of movement on there. I like the ring. I think I like the monastery a bit more. But I like them both. But again, this is a fantastic collection. I'm coming in at a 9 on this. I just love this. So this is one definitely grab, because again, these are ones you should grab when they come out, because you're not sure how long they're going to stay. They're going to move on to something else. They have a couple more sets come out next year. This one is a must buy for me. This is a 9. These are 2 of the greatest fighters in history. And now they're 2 of the greatest fighters in Unmatched. And I think this is a virtually perfect box. So this is a 9 from me. This is Lee versus Ali, Unmatched style. All right, I'm Joy Evans, and let's see you later on the channel.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.